LLCs, nonprofits. And then partially I do real estate as well. I have a property on 14th Street here that I'm flipping. And then my family has a few properties. My mom does a lot of flips. So.
All right. So Levi, we'll stay with you. Tell us about how much time you expect to spend in this job and what your commitment level is.
Well, my wife would love me to say 1 hour a month, but I know it's definitely going to be more than that. No, I talking with the council, I've had the opportunity to meet with a few of the council members, and I've expected, like, getting on the park board. You look at it from an outside perspective and you think, okay, we have 1 hour meeting a month and that's it. But then you get on and you're like, okay, we're meeting every week. We're putting documents together every week. We're looking over finances every week. It's a weekly commitment. And so with the council, I don't exactly know what it's going to entail, but I am definitely going to be joining for those committees, liaisons, and putting in the hours for that.
All right. And for you, Joe, what's your anticipated time commitment? Have they warned you what you should expect?
Well, I have been warned by several people that it's going to take quite a bit of time, which is fine. You know, my wife would probably enjoy that. We've been married for quite a long time, so she's not going to mind a bit that I'm out there trying to get things taken care of. It's going to be, I don't know, I assume 15, 20 hours a month at minimum. And that doesn't sound like a whole lot, but it's probably going to be more than that even.
And so the number one job of the council is setting the budget. Mm-hmm. You guys set a budget annually. How do you know, there was a lot of conversation about Senate Bill 1 now, how Senate Enrolled Act 1, which is going to change the way property taxes work in Indiana. You're signing up for a 4-year term. What do you expect to happen over that 4 years?
Well, you know, we're going to lose a bit of funding going from that, and I'm sure that I'm expecting them to come up with a different avenue of funds that are coming into the county. If not, I guess we're going to have to put our heads together and figure out how to do it without, you know, overtaxing too much and expecting everybody to pay more than they can afford.
All right, and same for you, Levi. I guess, what's your anticipation for the first 4 years on the council, but setting the budget? You know, are you thinking we're just going to try to maintain what we have? Where's your vision?
Right. Yeah. No, we are hit with a lot from the state, and I think it was talked about tonight at the forum about how it's a pretty regular thing, honestly. Like there are a lot of things that happen with coming from the state level that do affect us on a regular basis. So it's going to be something that we have to expect yearly to come accustomed to. Now here in Henry County, we've definitely had a lot of tax increase over past 10 years, and that has helped the county grow their general fund from practically nothing or in debt to we're around 11 million now, which is amazing. But so we have a good cushion there. But yeah, no, I mean, it's going to be something that we've been working with. We've been having to deal with a lot of cuts and a lot of changes, and I'm sure we're going to continue to have to deal with that. Hopefully definitely without increasing taxes.
Been a number of tax increases over the last 10, 15 years, probably since 2013, 2014. I know we got a public safety LOIT. You got a 911 surcharge that just got added by the council. You had another 1% that was added. Are all of those taxes you guys think were appropriate and should be in place, or anything you'd like to try to roll back if you are on the council? I guess that's for both of you.
Well, it's hard for me to say. I haven't followed that part of it enough to know where each dollar's going. So that's going to be something that I'm going to have to learn about when I get on there to find out where it's going and exactly where it's coming from, to see, you know, we take care of our needs over our wants, hopefully, and see if we can move things around and hopefully get things taken care of.
All right. Anything on your side, Levi?
Yeah, I'd really echo that for the most part. I mean, sitting on the park board, I mostly focus on the park board, what our needs are. And so I haven't looked too much into how those things have affected. I assume they were put in place for a good reason, but if we can get things reduced, I think Henry County can definitely handle reductions and tax it.
All right. Joe, county insurance has been a big topic over the last 6 months or so. A lot of lawsuits from the sheriff's department have been what some incumbents have pointed at, saying, hey, we've had to change insurance carriers twice in the last year, or, we're now severely exposed. Do you anticipate just having to pay from that $10 million for insurance payouts over the next few years as things get back on track? Or do you have concerns going into a term on the council around insurance?
Yeah, I do. The concerns I have is the fact that, we're basically self-insured now. I think the minimum was like a $250,000 deductible on some of the auto claims if that was to come up. So, I don't know what the answer is. If they're not going to get anybody that'll insure us for any better than that, then we're going to end up having to come up with that just to be insured. Self-insurance is probably not an option for long term, but I don't know if we have a choice in the short term or not.
All right. And I know it's a big issue, Levi, so I want to give you the opportunity to weigh in on that one too.
Yeah, no, I think Joe has it right there. Is we are, we're having to handle ourselves with the money that we have right now, and the situations that have come up are hopefully going to be corrected or put more focus toward making sure that we don't have more lawsuits coming our way. And so, if we can get insurance, great, but we need to definitely put focus toward that.
All right. The other issue that a lot of times comes up around economic development is the tool of using tax abatements to attract new businesses in, to reward businesses that are here. Do you anticipate trying to use tax abatements for attracting any new manufacturing or to retain manufacturing that's here, around the data center issue, if that was presented to you, or do you have any interest in that, Levi?
I think there's a lot of value in it, but it definitely needs to be heavily scrutinized of what businesses are we attracting. Is it actually going to help our community? Because that's the big thing about tax abatements, is it kind of it shifts the burden to some degree, but it puts off that cost in hopes that when they bring that business, there's going to be a lot more tax that comes in once a business is going and that abatement's out. So yeah, if it can be used to bring more to this community and build the economy here, and then more later, sure, but definitely needs to be scrutinized, especially with things like the data center that was a whole situation in itself. Yeah.
All right, Joe.
Well, I'd like to think that we could bring companies in, with our skilled labor force that we had. We used to have Chrysler here, and there's a lot of people here that know, how to do things. And I think with our labor force, we could attract some of them. But if we do end up having to give a tax abatement, I think there needs to be some kind of an incentive for them to, meet hiring goals that we set or something. We can't just give it to them just to be here. We have to give them something to shoot for, to keep that up. And, it's got to be something that's good for everybody, not just for them, but it has to be good for the rest of us also.
All right. The other big sticky issue that was running around in the last year deals with land use, and it was the data center that's getting got a commission approved use for the 109 and 70 interchange. Council doesn't necessarily get to influence that in a tremendous way, but you do have an appointment to the planning commission as council. You get one member to that. So I guess the way I'm going to ask this question is, as you get to influence that, what kind of folks, what kind of judgment, what kind of appetite for development do you have, and what kind of people do you think you would appoint to a planning commission?
Well, as I told you before, I'm an agricultural guy, so I've been a lifelong farmer. So, I don't like to see too much land go for industrial use unless it's a huge benefit. We have to look at what that data center is going to bring to the table. Is it going to bring jobs? I don't know. Is it going to use a lot of our resources, electricity and water? Is that going to take away from the residents of the county by that being there? I don't know. Hopefully if I see a proposal or whatever that comes across the table, then I'll have to take a look at it that way. But as far as the appointment goes, I'd like to appoint or my vote would be to appoint somebody that would be agricultural minded over industrial minded, but at the same time, think about growth that the county needs to be sustainable for future.
All right. And for you, Levi?
Yeah. I would say for myself, I have a pretty big interest in land use, and I was part of a lot of those meetings that we had with the data center. I wasn't part, but I joined for a lot of them and met with a lot of the people afterwards. And I do have a good interest, but I'd say I'm more of a novice in it. And so I want to definitely have that conversation with the rest of the council and figure out who would really serve us best and serve the community best, and that can represent the council and the community how we need to be represented.
Yeah, because we don't know what the next issue is, right? We've had solar, we've had wind, we've had animal feeding operations, we've had ethanol plants, now data center. It's not about necessarily the data center. It's what I'm trying to get is your vision for the community. Do you want to add 10,000 more houses and grow the western side of the county so that, hey, it maybe improves the tax base, but you got a bunch of new people that move in. You say, no, I want 50,000 people and I want to have, a rural community. That's the gut feeling, I guess I'm trying to get from you guys.
Well, if you stay where you're at, it gets kind of stagnant. So, a moderate growth is probably the way that we probably need to go. Not take too much away from what we are. Get away from that small town. I don't want to grow into a Noblesville or a Carmel or something like that, because that's what happened over there. But I suppose eventually, probably long after we're gone, that's probably going to happen anyway. But I like to slow that down as much as possible, but yet keep enough growth going to where we've got people that want to stay here, want to work here, don't want to drive to Indy or, I drove to Kokomo for almost 5 years.
You're an old Chrysler guy?
Yeah. So I know how that is, and I would have much rather stayed right here at home instead of having to drive that hour and a half just to go to work.
Very good. Levi, do you want things to be 1975 around here or 2075? What's the goal?
As Joe alluded to, growth is inevitable. We're going to be growing, whether that's from bringing in businesses, bringing in people, or if that's just our own community. And personally, I want to see business come here, but I don't really want to just bring in every person from out of our county into our county just to work. Because ultimately, the big problem that we have is we have a lot of youth that are leaving our county. And so that's a big issue that I'm seeing is we are not keeping the people that we already have. And I want to see the growth come from the people that are actually born and raised in Henry County and have a stake in Henry County versus starting some big factories and bringing people in from Muncie or wherever. I would rather the growth come from here.
Mr. Bones, any feelings on any of this? I didn't let you jump in nearly enough last week, so I just want to let you say your piece if you're sitting on something.
No,
I don't want you stewing over there thinking about old popcorn.
Nope, you guys are good. We're good.
All right, Levi, we'll stick with you. You guys have the food and beverage money that the council, every time somebody goes to the Steak and Shake and or 1,000 Degree Pizza, they pay an extra 1%, and that money goes into a pool that the county council gets to appropriate. And you have projects that you can put that towards. Sometimes that could be, we used it for Ivy Tech. We used it for the Basketball Hall of Fame. I think Memorial Park is getting some investments. As you guys sign up for a 4-year term, you're probably going to get the opportunity to make some investments. Do you want to make big swings for new things, or what kind of projects do you think could be appropriate for that money, and how could we look for you to spend it?
Yeah, no, I'd say that's something that I really need to look into more of, figure out what the county needs, what directions do we need to go, what are people leaning toward? Because I don't want to just, take that tax money and put it toward whatever project that looks shiny at the moment. I want to actually look into that a little bit more and figure out, okay, what is going to benefit our community the most down the line, and we've had enough issues with tax money going to things that were never completed and didn't go anywhere, and I don't want to see that anymore. So I definitely want to look into what is proposed to the council and make sure that they have a good plan, make sure they're solid on the direction they're going with it.
All right. Spend my tax dollars, Joe. How are we spending my food and beverage money the next time? What's the plan?
Well, I'm a little league guy, so we just ended up getting a sizable portion of that for a new diamond, because we've grown from, since I've been on there in the 9 years that I've been there, we've grown from 220 kids to almost 500. So we're outgrowing our facility. It's benefiting a lot of the kids in the community. So I lean towards that. If you can find something that's going to benefit the youth, keeping them here, whether it be sports or, some kind of a program for them. I like 4-H as well. That's a good program. Just things that keep them in the county and keep them busy, keeping them out of trouble, and educating them all at the same time. And just, if we can use that money towards the youth of the county, I'm all for it.
All right.
So evidently things got switched over, or they didn't hear us. And we do have sponsors tonight that we need to get to. So Wayland Flowers, Ink and Ale, and Muncie Farm and Fleet Repair.
Good job with the reset.
Yeah.
We want to make sure they get some love.
Technology, it is what it is sometimes. I'm sorry.
All right. So I know you guys talked or had some questions about transparency in the forum. I was able to watch some of Bobby Plummer's live stream on my journey from the south side to the north side. And there were questions about transparency and what can be done for meetings and making sure folks know about them. Mm-hmm. When should council meetings be? How should, obviously they do a live stream now. Accessibility. When should the council meet?
Well, setting a standard time, same time every month, is probably not the best route, in my opinion, to where, not everybody can make that. You'd want to be able to go every once in a while, but, in the afternoon, there's people that are still at work. You can do evenings, but then there's people that work in the evenings. They got kids to take care of, games and that kind of thing. So I think an alternating schedule might be an idea. Might not work for everybody. But the fact that they're online, Facebook, YouTube, probably Instagram and whatever else they got on there.
You're running a TikTok live stream platform?
Yeah, that's a possibility, I guess. But as long as they can access it and watch it later, seems like that's okay. But I think we need to get some stuff out there to where people are interested in coming to the meetings and maybe having something to say about it.
All right. And for you, Levi, when should the meetings be? And I guess we'll give you the other side of the question, is how to get people more involved to fill the stands and fill the seats.
Yeah, that is a big one. We have a county of close to 50,000 people. And whenever I'm watching the live streams of our county meetings or commissioner meetings, I'm one of maybe 5 or 10 people on that live stream. And maybe at most over a month, we get about 100, 200 people that view that live stream. We don't have a lot of people that are invested in our, what's going on with the county council, county commissioners. But I think there could be if we do a better job of actually getting that information out. And so I don't know if we do have a Facebook page. I've never seen one. But even creating a Facebook page or simply just having the county council more represented on Facebook and represented where the people are, because the vast majority of our community is on the, Newcastle, what's happening and things like that. And a lot of those Facebook pages, we get thousands of views on certain topics. And so that would be the best place to put it if that's where the people are. But my question is, why change times necessarily if people aren't even showing up yet? And I guess maybe that could help if we get it for after work or something. But
I'm just saying maybe we cater the thing with beer and hot dogs.
That'll get them.
You would get some news if you guys had beer and hot dogs for council meetings. The channel 6 or channel 8 would probably show up since they're the same station now. Listen, food and beverage money for you just like a give back program.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm all for it.
You got
Ink and Ale, I guarantee.
Ink and
would
Ale would
jump
probably
all
hook it
over
up.
this.
Primo would hook it up.
We could be catered differently every meeting.
Yeah,
They're
this is the
renovating
way
the
to
building.
showcase local businesses.
They're renovating the building right now, so you could put like a kegerator in a closet and have a tap sticking out of the wall right
And a hot
before
dog
you,
warmer.
right before you enter council chambers. Just a tap right there.
And be like, look, you only get the beer at council meeting. You don't get it at a commissioner's
No.
meeting. It's only at the council meeting. Got to be 21. And you know, the reason I ask about the times is that for 10 years ago, meetings were at, I think they were Thursdays at like 2:30 or 3:30 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And then they said, hey, let's go to 7 p.m. And then they've moved them back to now. I don't know if are they a 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock meeting now?
I want to say 4.
4 sounds
Yeah.
right, yeah.
So they've bounced around a little bit. So it seems like it's one of those things that gets changed. When when everybody is trying to create transparency, it went to evening, like well into the evening, and now we've jumped back into 4 o'clock. So
How many are there in a month? I should know this.
once
Once.
council meets once a month, right?
Yeah.
Unless they need more.
Yeah,
Unless they need
there's
more.
the additional meeting. Yeah.
All right. That's that part.
Yeah, you guys should meet on Fridays at 10 p.m. Beer and hot dogs.
At B-dubs.
Yeah.
At Buffalo Wild
See,
Wings.
there's another local sponsor.
Absolutely.
They can get in for the
I'm
month.
for it. Yeah, let's do this.
Lean on me. We're going places.
All right. So there's a juvenile detention center, Mr. Joe, that sits alongside of Henry County Memorial Park.
Mhm.
We asked the commissioner candidates about this and wondering what the future is for that building. It's an asset the county has. It hasn't been really used in 15 years for the juveniles in Henry County. It was leased out in a lease that didn't work out very well financially, where we had to cover all the maintenance. The building's empty again. The county judges had come to the council and the commissioner saying, hey, we want you to invest some money in it and reopen it potentially. Do you have a vision or a hope for that building in the future, or what you'd like to see happen to it?
Well, what I'd like to see, and we used to have something like this in Henry County, but what I'd like to see is a place for kids to go that are not able to be in the public education system. We've had plenty of kids moving from one school to the next because they're not being accepted. If we had a place where they could go, and I guess it's hard to say how they would handle that because I'm not sure how they did it the first time. I can't even remember the building was up there behind the KFC when they had it.
They call it the alternative school.
Alternative school, yeah. So if they had something like that, I think there'd be a lot of kids that'd be able to benefit from that up there. Not necessarily for detention purposes, but I think that place is big enough to do a little bit of both, possibly. But as long as we have a place for those kids to go, at least they're not being shut out and kept at home.
All right, and for you, Levi, do you have a thought for what that building should be? What should we reopen it for, as the judges are hoping?
Yeah, I mean, if we can reopen it and use it as a detention center there, or something for our youth, that would be very needed. Like our youth, we are seeing a lot of issues with youth going the wrong direction. And I would love for us to put more focus, not really just detaining them, but put more focus into youth, and from a county perspective, put more money into those youth programs that, they are our next generation, and we need to make sure that we are investing in them as much as we are investing in everything else. And so, coming from the Memorial Park side, we get all kinds of questions, people thinking that we're running it, that we're in charge of that place, and luckily not as much as the Expo Center. But yeah, no, we get a lot of questions about it, and I would love for something to happen because it's just wasted money right now.
All right, so you took us there. You're doing a great job of creating segues, Levi. You do sit on the Memorial Park Board. I think you've got a record in the modern era. You may have stayed there longer than almost anybody else.
Yeah,
I only made it like
probably.
3 years in my term.
Rita has me beat right now. Yes.
So tell us about what your vision is for the park. What should the park look like? Kind of, you just had a 100-year celebration of it. What's your vision for Henry County Memorial Park?
Yeah, no, I think here in the past few years, so Memorial Park's definitely had a past and had a lot of issues in the past, but the past handful of years, I believe that with the board, but then especially the leadership that we've had there and the employees that we had. We've done a really good job of turning things around and starting projects like with the lakes and getting the roads cleaned up and getting the large shelter building that restored. Just the community that comes and is a part of helping at that park. It's just amazing to see the things that get done. So I'd love to see that continue. And someone, if I get onto the county council, I don't want to interfere with that. I want to help to what degree I can. But I think when the commissioners try and step in and say yes or no, you can't do this, can't do that, or the county council tries to overstep, the board's doing a great job right now. The employees are doing fantastic. I love the employees we have. Superintendent is amazing, Cade. And I just want to see that continue. It's going in a good place right now.
All right. And for you, Joe, what's your vision for the future Memorial Park?
Well, I've been around that park since I was a kid. So, part of it's missing right now with the Expo Center being built up there. So, I'd like to see some of the playground areas expanded possibly if we could. But I'd really also like to see that Expo Center finished up because I think we could get a lot of use out of that for the entire county. We're holding a lot of stuff at the Smith building, but it's undersized. So if we get that, Expo Center up there, 4-H is a good spot for that. The buildings they've got now are questionable, and should we continue to sink money into them, or move it towards the Expo Center and get that thing going where I'd like to see a lot more stuff going on up there. We could have all kinds of shows or anything up there in the Expo Center if we could. That'd bring a lot of patronage to the county.
So the seed money for the Expo was $1.2 million that the county had from a bond that was issued.
Mm-hmm.
That's been paid off. We now see that there's some money coming in from Okra, and obviously there's been some private investment out there. Is there any appetite from you guys to put more county money into the Expo to get that first or that second building done, completed, so that the park does come back together?
I could see it happening. I like the idea of the fact that seems like we have some funds that could go towards that. Because it'd be a benefit to everybody. It's not just, I don't think it would be a one individual or one group, using it and that's it. I think if the park maintains it and oversees it, then they can do it just like they do all the shelters in the Smith building, sign up, rent them out, that kind of thing. And you can have stuff scheduled out for the next 2 or 3 years if we had a facility to take care of stuff like that.
All right. Levi, any interest in putting more public funds into the Expo?
Not hugely. No, I am a fan of it, the Expo. I want to see it done. I want to see something happen with it. But we have put a lot of money into it, and the park has been paying the toll on maintaining that whole area, even though it's leased out to them. We've been doing all the maintenance on mowing and keeping things looking good out there. And so I don't want to just pour money into it if there's no set plan. And so I know that the park board's met with the Expo board, or I guess 4-H Center now, something like that. Yeah. And there's been a lot of good conversations, a lot of communication there. And I know they're aware that we are wanting to help where we can, but we have a limited budget. We can't put a lot of money into that. That money's going to have to come from the commissioners, from the council. That I don't know if that's going to happen.
Right. Well, you're talking about being a councilman. That's why I'm trying to figure out if if the appetite's there for, I feel like there might be a compromise somewhere of, hey, you've got all this extra land that's included for the Expo that maybe they don't necessarily need. You've got some shelters that are under their control that the park is paying for maintenance of, but they're not getting the rentals from. Is there a grand compromise of, hey, here's more county money, you get your thing finished, then we restore the rest of this to the park?
Yeah, that has been proposed. A few months back, they brought to us that idea of it was districted off into different sections. And so the area that they're going to be building the Expo, that's something they would keep. And then there's like a little utility area, but the rest of it, they're wanting to hand it over to us. And that was something that I believe we approved, or at least we made a lot of good notes on, and we worked with them on that. And it went to the commissioners, and that's where us as a park board, we never heard anything back from either side. We don't know if that deal is still potentially going to happen, but we'd love to take that land. We'd love to use it and do something more with it.
All right. You guys have any interest or comments on the future of sewage, water, buildings, electrical out there? Anything you want to have improved or funds you want to put in? I know that there was some conversation with the council that just came up about running water loops, et cetera, out there.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That's something that the Expo board has been really pushing for, getting grant money to get that water loop in there. And I mean, the park would love it. Our water pressure isn't the greatest in some areas. So if we can get that uptick, then that would be great. No, I mean, ultimately, it's a matter of what money do we have? What money can we put toward it? We do have a limited fund most years, and with some grant money, we can put something more into that. But I'd love to see more projects, especially with electric. We've been having a lot of electric issues that we would have to cut certain wires to do things, and I want to see that worked on a little bit better.
All right. Cross country coach, you got anything you need improved out there for your course?
Yeah, I wish. I mean, honestly, yes. It'd be nice if they get the expo center finished. There's an access road that they cut from the the northwest corner of that loop that runs out directly to the county road, so that I guess construction vehicles didn't have to come that long way. And it's vicious if you're like walking or running around. There's like huge ditches, and I don't even know if it's passable by like more than like maybe a dump truck. Yeah, it'd be nice to see some fish. The roads aren't the best. And then one thing I thought of, not related to cross country coaching, but like I didn't realize this thing because all the time we're out there getting the course ready, is that there's kind of a campground out there. It gets used. There are some local people that park campers out there and rent them for use during the equestrian shows. It'd be interesting to see if that could be, or that could be just set up to be a more usable campground that maybe people could pull in for the weekend. And like if they had business at the field house or something like that and could set up a camper there. And I don't know what the logistics are of camping out there. I've never seen it like advertised. And the only time I've known somebody to camp out there was for the 4-H fair. But like to have that be a workable little campground, and that could, I don't think they need much more investing in it because there's electric, I think, to most of the sites, and there's water. You can charge $35, $40 a night for somebody to park a camper out there with not much extra, except maybe put some gravel down in some of the areas to define the sites and have it not be muddy and bury a camper. But other than that, yeah, the youth center, I used to work in the youth center a little bit, and it'd be interesting to see if that to be that repurposed, because if you haven't been in it, part of it's a prison. Like part of it is it's secured gates that have to, or doors that have to be opened up electronically, and cells and stuff. So it's going to be kind of hard to convert it, but there is a section that's non-secure. So you're talking about kids that might just be like more at risk. There's a section that's built for that facility where you could have kids where they're not locked down, but if they need to stay there, they can stay there. But there's classrooms and stuff. There's a school, like 2 or 3 classrooms, maybe 4, because that's the part I worked in. But no,
Mr. Bones,
Is this where the Doughboy's at?
the Doughboy is it in front of the W.G. Smith building currently.
Ironically, Bones just did the same thing the Doughboy's doing, just lobbed a grenade in.
I thought he was waving.
Oh, that was one of my favorite posts ever.
I'm just saying, let's move the Doughboy out of there, or let's move it back in.
It's still there. It's just in a more public space.
Okay, we can move it out then.
I'm not going to make any of you answer the Doughboy questions.
Thank you.
I'm not going to make you do it.
like 2
I
people.
will say there are comments on Facebook about the camping suggestion. There are so many stakeholders in that park. The camping as it exists now is controlled by the Saddle Club. So you have a detention center, which is owned by the commissioners. You have the Expo property, which is the 4-H Expo organization. You have the Henry County Memorial Park that is a lot of the site. And then you also have a golf course that's privately owned, all sharing resources. And there's a lot of confusion for the public as to who controls what or who's in charge. Ultimately, it's the council that pays for it all.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
I'm just trying to figure out who's going to pave the road around Cardinal Field for you, Zach. That's all I'm trying to get done.
I mean, even just actually, I just really need the south section of it, because we use that for training in the off season. We spend like a day a week or so. We'll go out to Morrow Park and run the hills out there,
But yeah, I also get it because it's like it's a loop that a lot of people probably barely even know is up there if you're not up there for. But it gets a lot of use for. And parts of that road get a lot of heavy use by heavy vehicles because the saddle club's there, so some trailers are gonna be rolling through, and if people aren't familiar, some of the horse shows out there pull a crowd, and they're bringing in big trucks and trailers. So,
Mr. Bones, it's time for your personality segment.
Yes.
This is what they feared the most, more than that Doughboy question. It's your personality segment that they're worried about.
If they would listen to any of the other candidates subjects, any of the candidate series, they know the questions that are coming up. I have decided not to steer away from any of those questions.
All right.
All right, who wants to go first?
Go ahead, Levi.
All right, Levi. Let's go. All right, it's Masters Week. So the last year's Masters champion gets to pick out the meal for Tuesday for all the previous champions of the Masters. What would your meal that best represents you be?
Best represents me. Ooh, that's a good question.
Told you I ask good questions.
And finally,
Finally.
Oh, I'm a huge fan of Skyline chili myself. I don't know if it represents me too well, but I love it.
you're a big spaghetti guy.
I am too much.
How many
I like
How many
pasta.
ways are we going?
Oh, 3 ways. all the time.
Only 3-way?
At least 3 ways. I don't eat much myself, so I mean that's more than enough. That's 3 meals right there for me.
Okay.
Levi weighs 113 pounds soaking wet, I'm pretty sure. If you add the onions, he's done.
That's right. Half my weight right there.
Same question.
Same question. Well, it's easy, man. It's gravy and fried potatoes and steak and any kind of meat and potatoes you put on the table. I'm a happy camper.
All right. So are we talking country fried steak or are we talking like beef steak?
Now I'm talking beef steak.
Okay.
Seared a little bit on a cast iron grill.
Mm-hmm. Which cut?
I like the fillets the best, of course, but can't always afford that one. So
I don't think it's the best.
It's
Yeah.
Augusta though. They're making it for you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Money's not an
I
issue.
guess if
Yeah.
money's not an issue,
Yeah.
then
This is-
yeah. I don't know. New York strip. That's
Okay.
pretty good.
Quick to.
I like mine medium.
Okay.
Is there
We'll work on you. We're getting close.
is there a favorite diner in town for you guys? In the county, not just in town, but in the county? This is a divisive question for people running for office. This is why I like to put you on the spot.
I didn't know this was, but I love Park Restaurant. I mean, that's my favorite place to go.
I got a personal diner. It's my mom's house. Lives up there on 100 East, so that's my favorite place to go. It's hard to beat that anywhere in the county.
It is hard to beat mom.
Absolutely.
All right. If we could trade places for one day, who would it be?
Any person?
Any person, dead or alive,
Any person dead or alive
for just one day.
for one day.
Yep.
Man, that's tough. I don't know. I'd probably right now one of the high profile people. I'd like to see what Elon does on a daily basis.
Okay.
You know, I like the
That's a-
SpaceX portion of it
That's
and
a
the
cool answer. Yeah.
I'd
building
just,
cars. And
I'd just sell Twitter in that one day, or change the name back. And that one day I was Elon.
either way, I'm gonna probably come out ahead.
You're gonna make more money in one day than you have your whole life, Joe.
Should be able to pack it up and go home.
Levi.
Well, is Bobby Plummer the right answer for this? Right?
You want to be Bobby Plummer?
Switch
wanna
out
be
with
Plum-
her. Yeah. No. What would it be?
Bobby's gonna be out of a job. I don't know if you want that.
That's true. That's true. But just for one day, just to feel what it's like, so I know what I'm getting into here. That or honestly, I'm a nerd with all the politics stuff. So getting into the Senate, that's I'd love to do that one of these days. And so being able to switch out for one of our representatives and see what that looks like, experience that. I'd love that.
So we're going with Todd Young or
Or Jeff
You just want state senators, Joe.
Yeah,
you don't
state
need.
sen-
you want state
Senator, yeah.
You didn't
I like
Doesn't want to.
Senator.
Doesn't want to
All
shoot
right.
too high.
I was going to say, okay.
You got a heart out at 7:30 though. If you're a state senator.
No, okay. Next question. Dream vacation. Money's no object. And this is going to be hard because you traveled around the U.S. for free.
It's true. Yeah.
So we expect big things here because you have all the money in the world and you can go anywhere.
Yeah, I don't know if this is a good thing to say. I'm often disappointed by places I go, weirdly enough. Like I'll go out to New York City and it's cool to see. It's fun. The Statue of Liberty, it's smaller than I expected. And I'll go out west and
What she
see.
said.
That's right. And I'll go out west. I'll see things out there, and it's amazing to see just the vast differences compared to this area. But at the same time, as far as a vacation
She's
goes,
smiling.
I just want to relax. And so throw me on a beach somewhere, any island, any beach in the world, I'll take that as long as it's above 70 degrees.
Yeah, the
so it's
doughboy
very
has
safe.
size envy with the Statue of
You
Liberty.
must have.
Where are we going, Joe?
I'm probably going back to Europe. I lived over there for almost a year when I was in the military and enjoyed that quite immensely. I didn't get to go every place that I wanted to go, but Switzerland, France, and Germany and England would be probably a good trip. Irish, go back to Ireland and check that out.
So you're hitchhiking across Europe.
Actually, I'm driving. I'm not hitchhiking nowhere.
I'm taking the trains. They have functional trains over there.
Functional train.
I'm riding trains. If I'm
Money's
going
no
there.
object. I'm going to have a driver.
Now, here are going to be two answers that are going to be wildly different. Joe, who's your childhood celebrity crush?
Oh gosh, there was a lot of them.
That's all right.
Man, that's probably a gal from Dukes of Hazzard. That was probably one of my favorites.
Well, there's been several of those.
Yeah,
Because it was Jessica Simpson.
No, he's talking.
No,
Yeah,
wait,
TV
wait,
show.
Catherine Bach.
There you
when
go.
I was there, it was Jessica Simpson.
That was a movie. That wasn't a TV
It was
series.
still.
Yeah, it was a series where Catherine Bach, and that's where the shorty.
I know
shorts
Joe
came
looks
from.
young, but he's not your age, Bones.
Thanks for that.
I'm trying to help.
Levi.
Well,
Jessica Simpson. Say Jessica Simpson.
Make him happy.
Jessica Simpson's too old for him.
Now, just remember, this is childhood celebrity crush. All right. You didn't
It's
know
hard.
you
It's
had-
hard. My wife's right here. No, I've talked to her about this question beforehand, so I prepared her. Now, I was homeschooled growing up, so honestly, I didn't really watch much TV, most of what I watched was cartoons, and I don't know if I had any cartoon crushes. But if anything, maybe
Let's not get too weird here, okay?
If
Jessica
anything,
Rabbit, here we come.
But Narnia, what is her name? Suzanne, whatever that actress is. Yeah, that one.
That was it.
Don't know her name, but
Zach's
That's all there
Googling.
is.
Hang on. Give Zach a minute. He's gonna find an image. So the Chronicles of Narnia,
Chronicles of Narnia.
the person that played Susan.
Yeah.
I'm looking.
whoever that was.
All right.
He's making it. I had I'm not gonna say what it is, but there was like a movie I watched. It was a cartoon, and there was a character in it I was like, if I was a cartoon, she's cute. Like you could crush on a cartoon, and it wasn't Jessica Rabbit. When that movie came out, I wasn't old enough to understand how inappropriate that was to be in a cartoon. But that's a hilarious character. I never watched that movie the whole way through either.
Still, even yet?
No. Who Framework? No. Let me see here. Anna Popwell with Susan Pavenzi.
That's probably right. Yeah. The wife says yes. So
I'm gonna have to check that one out later.
I'm not going to lie. The Adventures of Narnia are a blind spot for me. All right, Levi. What is your dream job if salary and skill are not an issue?
like I was saying, Senate, I love that that whole realm, getting into that and just I don't know, it's just cool to me. I'm a nerd with all of it. I oftentimes sit late in the evening and just scroll through all the bills that are going through and read through them. And so I would say something like that, or honestly, with what I'm doing, I help people with the businesses, and that's kind of my dream job too, of just being able to help people get business going in the community. And I like paperwork. I like bills. I like all that.
Okay. They don't all have to be like you, Bones. Not everybody wants to deliver packages in a big brown truck every day. Some people have different dreams.
Listen, I don't want to do that either. Joe?
And there's a lot of stuff out there. If I would, I'd start all over again, there'd be a different way than what I could have done when I was a lot younger. But
Same.
if I was to move into something now, I'd like to be able to, like a CEO of a factory or something. I've got a mechanical mind. I'm a tool maker. I did that when I was at Chrysler there in the later years, and being a farmer and all, I could probably, if money was no object, farming would probably be the thing that would just keep me going, because I enjoy doing it. But
Farmers need a second job.
Yeah.
we got to have a
just
second
farm.
job. You can't just farm anymore. That'd be all right. But yeah, probably a CEO of a major corporation would probably be a pretty dream job for mine.
Okay.
All right. Breathe easily. Last question. If we were making a movie tomorrow, who plays you, Joe?
Who plays me?
Who plays you?
I don't think they could find anybody to play me. Probably Zahn. What's his name?
Steve Zahn?
Steve Zahn.
Man, that's a good pull.
Ooh.
That'd be
I
That's
just
the
watched him in Anaconda.
Oh yeah, that's a good
It
one.
was a great film.
Yeah,
You might be one of
I
the
liked him
first-
in Sahara.
You might be one of the first people to pull his name just off the top of your head that quickly. Because I think he's one of those people that everybody knows of, but they don't know of. There's a lot
Levi,
of
do you know who Steve Zahn is?
No clue.
No idea.
yeah. Like he's one of those actors that you see him and you're like, yeah.
He's
I
in
know.
That Thing You Do
Mm-hmm.
with the Tom Hanks movie. The other big one is the the Neil Diamond cover band movie. Saving Silverman.
Oh, Saving
He's in
Silverman.
Saving Silverman. Great character in Saving Silverman. Yeah. These are all things, as a homeschooler, I had to watch later in life. I wasn't allowed to watch them in high school either, Levi. I had to corrupt myself later. That's when I developed my bourbon habit. In my mid to upper 20s.
Levi, who plays you?
I cannot think of his name, but whatever the guy that plays the new Spider-Man, take him. He's similar in age to me, I think. I don't know.
That's not Tobey Maguire, is it?
Not
No.
Tobey
No.
Maguire.
Oh my gosh, that was
You just
us.
went back like 30 years on Spider-Man.
I cannot think of his name, but I take him. Now I've been told I look like a younger what is his name? I'm not good with names. I'll tell you that. Leonardo DiCaprio. Been told I look like a young Leonardo DiCaprio, but I don't know if he could play me anymore.
I'm not going to lie. I kind of see that.
It's the haircut. I honestly, I think you would have fit on the piece of wood in Titanic. You would have not
That's
cried.
right.
Yeah.
Yes.
You
I
would have
could
been all
make
right.
it. I'd survive it.
Yeah.
So he's either going Andrew Garfield or Tom Holland.
Tom Holland. That's what I was thinking.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's been a lot of Spider-Man movies, is what I've learned tonight. That's my big
There's like-
takeaway.
if you
I
just-
can't vote in the 4th district, so this is my big takeaways. There's a lot of Spider-Man.
I mean, between voice actors and actual actors, there's like 6, 8, there's 6, 12, 18, 20, like 30 actors have either played him or voiced Spider-Man. There's been a lot. So
That's a bunch.
All right. Let's work into final thoughts. Joe, thanks for being here. We
Yeah,
appreciate you.
thanks for having me.
I know you guys ducked out of the forum early, and we appreciate that. I got a bone to pick with the League of Women Voters for not giving us Thursdays. We historically have Thursdays, and they could have picked Wednesday if they chose to. So we're going to have to write them a strongly worded letter. But we shared you. You guys were nice enough to make it out here.
Mhm.
If folks want to learn more about your campaign, want to support, want to volunteer for you, how do they get in touch? How do they do that?
Oh, well, probably the easiest thing for me is I got a Facebook page, and it's Joe Blackburn for Henry County, District 4. You can go there, and I check that, every couple of weeks or so. So I probably get back on that one.
Dozens of volunteers are going, hey, Joe, glad you're running. How can I help? Oh, I got back to this June 3rd.
Yeah, that's the way it goes for me, Get back
Postcard
to
might work a little quicker.
Oh yeah, I forgot I had that page.
Check his mom's house. He's there eating dinner.
Absolutely.
Is there anything we didn't cover? Any burning issues that you wanted to get to that we skipped out on?
No, I think you did a pretty good job of grilling us on all those questions. So
We tried.
hopefully we did a good job answering them.
Everything but the Doughboy. We didn't hear an answer on that one, but we'll have to check.
That
We'll have
was
to
a
check back.
bypass.
Check back in the fall.
How do you feel about wind?
Zach, anything from you? Final thoughts.
no, I'm just tired of the weather going up and down, up and down. Other than that, I think everybody else is too.
Today was an air conditioning day.
Dude, and I had the first outdoor track meet on Tuesday, and I was cold to the core. Like it was the next day before I was warmed up again. And then the next day it's like we're sweating and it was like dead air when we were running. And I'm like, what is this mess? Like it's every week. It's just up and down, up and down. It's going to be 80 on Sunday.
I was going to say, looking ahead, 65 Friday, Saturday is going to be the low for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah. We have like a 39 tonight, though. Tonight or tomorrow.
40.
Time to open the pool.
We got another week till
Yeah.
snow, I'd imagine.
Yeah, until we get to like the second week of May, I'm not really, don't feel like we're clear, but
Yeah.
Mother's Day is usually a good barrier.
yeah. Waiting to see the Artemis land. Was it going to splash down tomorrow? Yeah, in the Pacific.
Where's it going to land? It'll be out west.
Out in the Pacific somewhere. Yeah. I guess it's going to kerplunk like back in the old days.
Splash down just like Apollo.
So Elon can have their boosters come right back to where they took off from, but
Yeah.
the government has to splash them down the ocean.
If somebody hasn't yet, look up on. I know there's a lot on Instagram of the videos from where people couldn't be with the camera, but they would allow them to place cameras, and then some of them like burned up, I think, during the takeoff. But some of the shots of that are impressive. And if it wasn't like in the middle, if I had more time off, then that would be. And if gas wasn't $7 a gallon or whatever, that would have been a fun road trip to go down there just to see that, because you wouldn't even had to have been very close. I think the closest they'll let you be is 3.5 miles away.
That's close enough for
Yeah,
that thing.
yeah.
It's a
But the toilet hasn't worked almost the entire time, and I guess the toilet's like $23 million or something like that. But
it's tough to go drive down to Florida for a launch because they get scrubbed so often. It was amazing that it actually went up when it was supposed to go up.
yeah,
Because I'm sure there's a lot of folks
even
that were
if there's
down
like
there.
a window for the day, you might get down there quick and just sit all day. Yeah, you don't know. They've been scrubbed already a time or two, I think.
Levi, thanks for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Is there anything we left out? Anything we forgot?
Yeah, you guys did a great job with it. This was, less nerve-wracking than we all thought it would be, and I think,
What are
definitely.
you talking about? This is
encourage
incredibly nerve-wracking.
people to come. I've enjoyed it. It's been great. Yeah, I encourage people to come out and be part of this. Absolutely.
All right. Well, thank you guys both for running. It's important to have, you're the only council race that's contested, and it's because you both volunteered to put your name out there and actually do this. And I think whichever one of you wins is going to be a better council person because the other one gave you the opportunity to run. And metal sharpens metal. Any volunteer opportunities, ways for folks to follow your campaign, Levi?
Facebook, good place. You can always find me there. I do have a website, capitalrelationsinc.com. You can see more information about me, as well as I have a breakdown of the each county office and what it does, and details about that on there. So if you want to learn more about the county, you can get on there.
All right, Mr. Bones.
Yeah. I mean, it's Masters Week, so it's one of my favorite weeks of the year. It's one of those rites of spring that, it makes you look ahead to know that warmer weather is kind of coming. And then, Kentucky Derby's coming up, so that'll be fun to watch for me. And then that's about it.
Justin Rose is your pick.
No, my boy is not doing too well.
Who you got?
Pick. I had a big shot Bob McIntyre, and he took a 9 today on a hole.
That's
It's not ideal.
you get to drop your two lowest holes, though, right?
No.
Oh,
No.
no, that's less than helpful in a golf tournament. That's the way I play when I go to
Good news
Memorial
is-
Park. We just ignore a couple of the holes and it works out.
The good news is he's probably going to go home Saturday. He doesn't have to play.
Thank you guys for being here, and we appreciate the audience participating. Had a lot of comments and folks weighing in from the comment section. Memorial Park is definitely something that folks wanted to hear about. A lot of passionate thoughts and ideas, and I encourage you guys to keep engaging the public on that, because there are a lot of folks that want to talk about Memorial Park. We will be back next Thursday with the all 5 candidates. I don't know where we're going to put them, but we're going to figure it out. All 5 candidates that are running for prosecutor in Henry County on the Republican side. We're gonna build bleachers and we're gonna make it work. We're gonna have a good time. The following week we got the Henry County Sheriff's race. 4 of the 5 have said yes, they're coming to that for the GOP side, and then we're gonna wrap up with the county treasurer on the Monday that last week of April. Got to say thanks one more time to Wyland's Flowers, Ink and Ale, and Muncie Farm and Fleet Repair for being the sponsor of the candidate series. Early voting's open now. I know you can vote down at I guess it's 10th and race, 12th and race. I don't know. At the
Justice Center?
south end of the courthouse. It's not the Justice Center now. It's the Masonic building. So that's open during the day. And I think there's also some early voting going on down at the old Marsh building that's now a church. So you got two vote centers that you can visit if you want to lock in early. If you don't want to wait around till election primary day. So with that, we say thank you guys very much, and we will catch you next week.